Oh boy. Oh boy, boy. Welcome back to our 999 playthrough. Guys, this is the what do they call it?
Point
The
of no
final
return, final stretch, last
Yep.
lap. I mean,
Yep.
we're already done with all the puzzle rooms. The Zero's laboratory was the very last one, so we know. I mean, we've always been seeking a way up, and now we don't have to seek a way out of one specific room anymore.
Yeah, now we just have to seek a way out of this godforsaken hellhole.
Out of the boat. Get out the boat.
Yeah. And then after the boat, we have to seek a way out of our brains in order to come to terms as to what exactly just happened. And then seek a way out of the psychiatrist because we don't want to spend money on that shit. Therapy's expensive, you know?
Therapy's expensive, and booze is so much cheaper.
Just drown your sorrows in alcohol. Who cares if you're...
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't tell me what to do. I'll do whatever I want.
Okay, alright, fine. But there are better ways to deal with your sorrow, Evan. You can talk to me. Share your feelings.
It's just real complicated, man. I'm not sure if you could handle them. There's so many complicated feelings in the mundanities of life.
Oh, I mean, such as, why did Santa betray us and become Zero? Who is the mysterious, now unconscious girl in the corner that we thought was Akane? What is going on?
I don't know. It seems fine though. I mean, Santa got a well-deserved punch to the gut, and June's just kind of lying there, I guess, due to her fever. And so, yeah, pretty much same as usual.
I don't think she's having a fever. Just for plot reasons. We're very much on the right and only right path, so I don't think she could really, or would she? At this point, because we're also close to the apex of the plot, so I don't know how the time travel rules really work with this scene. But it seems more that just like June's kind of exhausted as opposed to feverish, because the fevers are very explicitly a sign of something else.
Yeah, and to be fair, she did have a gun pointed at her head for what I assume is...
Speaking of guns pointed at heads.
Oh, yeah.
Again?
God.
It's like this is one of those things that are just tied into fate.
Lotus cannot catch a break.
It's like, damn it, if she didn't have other good personality traits, this would be very bad. She'd be a literal damsel in distress.
But yeah, it turns out Ace was evil all along, and he had speared the whole thing. I
like this. I was like, oh, I guess we're just going to be throwing around each other's real names in weird brackets.
Because we already know everything.
We know it all, and I love... Well, that's just a credit to the storytelling, because let's be honest, the whole time we were going through the playthrough, it just seems like a jumbled mess, but you get piece by piece, you get the right amount of information, get information reinforced. So that's kind of another good thing about the multiple playthrough format, is that stuff does get really dragged into your head, but that's kind of important to allow you to sort of comprehend essentially the weird storytelling system or formula. I don't know, the format, I guess.
Yeah, or make you believe in things that may or may not turn out to be what you may believe in.
Oh, that's true. There's still plenty of turns. The turns keep coming. This isn't one of those games where just because you made the right moral choice, you get the one twist. No. This is gonna keep fucking going. Hope your brains are ready for this.
We're essentially on a very high mountain with a very, very dangerous road that's just full of twists and turns, and there's no guardrails, so we could fall off at any moment.
Yeah, before at least we were kind of safe in the boundaries of, oh man, everyone's just gonna die here, ain't they? And they do. But now shit's off the rails. Now we are train drifting.
Yes. The best kind of drifting.
Deja vu. Just initial T.
Oh, why did the number 9 door not open after we put in the digital roof for number 9?
Also, to correct something I did say in a previous part, there is just a giant mechanical door in this game too. So yeah, that's just one big theme that carries along to all three games, is everyone's trapped behind a big door.
That's probably not comfortable.
Yeah, no, you thought you could sneak the way out, but no, that would be poor game balancing, okay? That would obviously make the 1 number extremely OP, because you can just team up with just about anyone, and then you just change the number by 1. So,
Technology.
No. Zero planned this shit. Zero's a bit smarter here, even though he's mostly ripping off your whole death game. So, I mean, I guess he is the creator and the father of death games, but Zero really did perfect it.
Oof, indeed. And I wonder why. Well, of course, it is because Santa is Zero, and he learned so much from the previous nonary game.
About how psychic kids can fuck up your experiments, how one cop can make a difference.
And also, if you kill someone's sister, they're probably going to seek revenge on you 9 years later.
They may just turn your entire death game idea right back at you and murder all of those involved in the game, while you yourself kind of assist them in the whole murdering of your colleagues. But you don't seem to care because, again, you got a whole perception disorder, so that it's sort of weird. The whole perception issue that he has there. I'm not going to try and pronounce the actual condition, so sorry guys. But the thing about it is that it's essentially it's his rationale for being a sociopath. Like, he has multiple diagnoses here. Yes, he has the issue with faces, but it's because of that led to some like antisocial, like sociopathic behavior of just no empathy. Because I'm sure there are people that actually have this condition and they still, love, care, like they still have emotions. It's just his led to a secondary disease to be created, and so he has all these. He's just a complete fucking sociopath that doesn't relate to people on an emotional level, and just makes him totally okay with killing all of his teammates as well, even though he just managed to get 1.
I'm sorry to make the obvious joke, but I can't imagine what like David Cage would do with this disease.
Oh god.
How he would incorporate it in his game.
David Cage can't write himself out of a brown paper bag.
But now we're just going through all the people that Ace killed throughout the second nonary game. And 2 of them are ones that we've seen before. Of course, the number 9 man, Kubota? Is it boating it? Ah, I get it.
Okay.
But now it's the other guy. It's Nijigas.
Yeah. And so this is kind of like the sick part of Zero's game here, is making Ace kill all of his former colleagues. Not making him, but essentially putting him in very suggestible situations where his emotionless kind of is blowing up right back in his face, other than like the whole game and being deceived. Like, at the end of the day, everyone else is gonna get out of here, but you're gonna leave here having actually lost something. Whether he actually cares or not, it's kind of debatable. I mean, he's kind of in agony right now. I don't know if he gets to this point where he's like, ha ha ha, fools, you think I care? Like some sort of... Ace gets a little villainy in these areas. He does worse things. He gets more dramatic in the past, but he kind of becomes a villain in the present here, and it's a little silly. In some of the timelines.
I wouldn't say he's emotional about the realization that he killed these people, his former colleagues. I'd say he's just doubling over because 7 just punched him in the gut really hard.
Yeah, I know there was that, but I just didn't know if they were trying to like show that he's still... I don't know, the whole text story thing kind of makes it weird on how much time is passed. It just kind of feels like he's rolling over and just staying there for a while.
Yeah, I don't think he's completely empty of emotional resonance towards his former colleagues, but it's more than likely possible he honestly just didn't care. They were more a means to an end.
Here's the other thing too, with the morphogenetic field, basically you're proving a theory that information can be passed from people to people. Then shouldn't you be of the idea that maybe information could be shared to you from other people on how to feel and how to care. Like, if you're so into the morphogenetic field, why go with your plan? Your plan's really dumb. It's a bad guy plan.
Yeah, here's another dumb plan. Well, I guess it kind of worked, but it's as it says here, it wasn't a very good plan at all because it had many flaws. He essentially killed that person in the captain's quarters, who was another one of his colleagues.
Grandpa!
During the time that Clover and Junpei were discussing who may have killed not Snake, essentially.
So, essentially, the additional dialogue are actual physical changes in time among the timelines.
Yeah, and also, oh dear.
Which is crazy, right?
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's also, like, the intentions of, like, the items that were in the captain's quarters, like the camera, the chair, the multiple technological setups. It was essentially a chance for him to make a confession about the events 9 years ago. He obviously didn't take it, but Zero gave him a way out.
Yeah, he was like, all you have to do is just sit in the chair, and you can end it for everyone. So again, Ace is a selfish prick. All about that number one.
Yes.
Funny.
Also, something else to note. Because he was able to get in the captain's quarters while Clover and Junpei were discussing having wonderful conversations about
who wants to talk about murder. Yay!
He was able to get in the captain's quarters because he already knew the solution to the puzzle, and that's because these are the exact same puzzles as the Nonary game had 9 years ago.
So Zero's a genius, but he's also fucking lazy. Zero's a complex person.
A little. This is like the Super Mario Galaxy 2 of the Nonary game.
It's a reimagining.
Yeah.
See, it's actually a story. This is the story of the Nonary game. Or something. I don't know. That one... I mean, I understand what Super Mario Galaxy 2 actually is. You know, like, they just had so many levels left over and they wanted to make it. It's like, yeah, for sure, but, like, too much for DLC, so gotta make another game. But this the whole context of how it's not a sequel, but it's the game, but it's the same game, but it's the same story, but it's different. What? That's where it got a little... I get kind of lost on that point. But, you know, other than that, fantastic game. Actually, kind of like a better game than the first one. And that's my Super Mario Galaxy 2 in our 999 playthrough review. Just one more review and I'll have more than Smoothies.
Oh boy, now we have to confront the white-haired man.
So this is kind of funny because these characters have all had previous interactions, like, with their personalities, sans memories. Now, it's kind of funny that this is almost a conversation between two completely different people than the beginning. How Santa in the beginning was, oh, this looks like a punk kid with attitude, and this other guy is a mountain. Okay, that's not a bad line. If you hate on the mountain line, you have no soul, and you're kind of an awful person. Also, you're hating on 7. But, yeah, compare that now to cop interrogating former human rights violation torture child man. This is a very different dynamic, and I like that we've gotten to the point in the game where, like, we've gone through all this, like, the development in these characters, aside, like, there's not too much growth, like, Santa's not a better person than the beginning of the game, but at least just the change, the development into these two new people having a conversation.
Yeah, it's all very cohesive, it all makes a lot of sense. But now here comes another curve. Santa's not Zero, and the other reason that the Donor game here exists, besides revenge, as was said in the very first piece of paper that we saw in the very beginning of this game, is also to save Akane, who's now mysteriously missing.
Whoa, she's there, now she's not. Would have been... I feel like if they wanted to, they could have done the whole like wall shadow thing. Because I know they did that in I can't remember the original Japanese horror movie, but the American remake was called Pulse, and it's essentially like the ghosts are making people kill themselves through the internet or something. But the thing is that when they took people's will to live, they turned into like shadow things on the wall, like reminiscent of the nuclear bomb stains on the wall. So kind of looks like they may have even been trying to go for something with that with the rust. But this is, I don't know, do I want to spoil it a little bit early? But it's kind of cool because she's fuzzy. I'll say the word, she's fuzzy right now.
We've only got just a few more minutes. Just hold it.
I know. Hold
longer.
it. I've done my best so far. I'm gonna give myself credit here. I've been awful, but damn it, I've tried.
All right, but now we can talk about this. So, all right. So for the first Notary game, there are actually 2 locations for the receivers and the transmitters. One was the actual ship, the actual gigantic ship, and the other was what they call Building Q, which was located in some barren desert in Nevada. What was it? It was, I think, the receivers who were on the gigantic and the transmitters who were in Nevada. I think that's how it was. Am I wrong?
I'm not too sure. I mean, you got the basic concept. Essentially, what the inside of the building and the inside of the ship look exactly the same. So you had these children paired up with one transmitter, one receiver, and essentially the transmitter was supposed to solve the puzzles and thus collect the memories, the information of solving the puzzle, and transmit it through the morphogenetic field, and the receivers were supposed to receive it and thus be able to complete the exact same puzzles, but in a life or death situation, because the building's just out in the middle of the desert. Like, who gives a fuck? It's like, that building's just gonna be there. But the ship is supposed to have this increased sense of danger. And so, it's the same with Fun Rep Poo. Like, just, if enough people know this information, other people will just start knowing this information.
How? I have no idea. I guess some morphogenetic field.
No. This is just my favorite. This is just my favorite part of Steins Gate. I keep going back to it, but y'all know why.
I don't know why, and I probably should know why. What I do know is that another point that we have to point out. I know this is happening right now.
The
Switch is actually here. Okay, but I need to point something out here. Akane was misplaced. She was supposed to be a transmitter, but she got placed on the gigantic, and that's where the receivers were. So when she tried to solve this, she tried to do the incinerator thing that we're going to see very soon. She failed because she couldn't get the information out.
Yeah, basically, she was supposed to give Aoi the information. Aoi was supposed to solve the life-threatening puzzle. She was just supposed to be in the safety of the building in the middle of the desert. Didn't happen, so now you have both pairs of that twin pair in the same boat, and all you did was just have 2 kids sending each other messages of how terrified and scared and how life-threatening all this is. So remember that as well when you think of Santa, is that his transmitter sister was hooked up to him. So
yeah. There are some implications there, but let's not delve too deep into them, and really there's not much ground there, I would say.
It never gets really brought up. Just kind of one of those implications that he was the receiver for her transmitter, so...
Yeah, exactly. But, one more thing. How exactly did that go unnoticed?
Well, I mean, we've been talking this whole time. When was anyone supposed to notice? There are bombshells being dropped left, right, center. This is crazy.
Oh dear. Well, first off, we're in an incinerator now, but I think they pretty much said it. So you want to drop the big old twist, Mexi?
I don't know which one to do first, because I still want to bring it up that we should have been keeping our eyes on text on top, text on bottom, because now we're full blown going all in on that theme and that dynamic right now. So just go back to the beginning of this part, rewatch it, and keep your eye on the text. But this 9, it's not a 9, it's not a 9. 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 It's
Then what have we been using this entire time?
I don't know. There you go, Junpei. See, taking notes was important.
Nice work. Yeah, I don't know why they think they have to go through door number 9, because that's clearly not a 9. They saw Ace do it earlier, and it's clearly not a 9. But now they're going to have this whole thing where they have to sacrifice Lotus, and they're like, no, fuck that. And then Lotus is like, oh, fuck you guys. And then she cries or something, I don't know.
I mean, this is a little sad, but I feel like this is also the exact puzzle that she should have been the first one to figure out. Because this is a math thing.
Yeah.
I feel like, this could have been played out so much better if Lotus is like, when Junpei's like, she hasn't figured out that you're not sacrificing me. I already know, like, I get it. I see what's going on here because she's a programmer and smart like that, but probably plays along with, oh, you can sacrifice me for everyone else to live, choose life, and all that whole anime bullshit. Whatever. We got bigger twists to fry other than who's sacrificing who. All right, we're saving everyone. It's going down.
Yes, thank you, Snake, for pointing out the obvious.
Well, he is blind. He just wants to make sure that everyone's good.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I know. He's always looking out for other people. Ironically. No shit, guys. Did you not see Ace earlier? I guess Snake was the only one who saw Ace do that, and, again, ironically.
He's just paying extra attention.
Mm-hmm. Heightened sensitivity of all other senses.
Also, I'd like to say that June is still currently very fuzzy. Like, I just don't know these back context things because this ending kind of turns its focus one way then another. But there's a lot of things currently happening right now. Like, we got bottom screen text. This is still important right now.
Pay very close attention to this dialogue. How much time should we give them?
This is going to go on for a while, right? This is very, very dramatic. This is very effective storytelling. All right, we've cued it. It's starting.
There it is. Morphonic resonance. It has returned.
So see, now I'm confused. She died in the incinerator, not in the boat explosion? Or was... Oh. Well, that would be very awful if just like a simultaneous tragic event on a quantum scale.
Yeah. Where did he put that bomb in the first place?
Why did he put that bomb? Well, I know the life... Well, I guess the bomb was the life-threatening situation for the first game, and the second is that the boat's sinking because, well, we've seen the pools of water. We've seen the submarine. Like, I know what we can assume it's for, but, like, what was Zero using a submarine for? Like, just to escape? Like...
I guess so. Yeah, that was probably a contingency plan if he wasn't able to get through the number 9 door himself. Like, I'll just escape through the submarine that...
Just in case.
Where did that damn submarine even lead to?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Glad that timeline just kind of... I feel like that timeline is just, like, out there. They put that as an outlier. It sort of just kind of curls on itself.
God damn. It's still such a weird thing to do. I love it, but it's just... Ugh. I still can't wrap my head around it.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's other ones where the whole team just turns into a bunch of junkies with needles. Aw, man. Snake, ever the cool guy, getting everyone together, rallying them around.
Smoking the joint.
He brought the ganj, bro. Snake's got the hookups. He's gonna roll the dankest pre-roll, light it up, pass it around. Indica dominant hybrid, sucker.
I'm so happy it's coming to Ohio finally.
Yeah, it's going in through a lot of states, and actually on a global scale. there is a report from the World Health Organization stating it as a completely safe plant. And that actually goes before the United Nations.
Slowly but surely.
In your 999 playthrough. It's okay, they're talking about Clover though, alright? There are themes, things are going. So that means that Clover was not on the boat. So it's okay that Clover didn't remember, why she doesn't remember 7. And then Snake, well, he's blind. And, well, Santa, he wants to keep it on the DL since he at least knows something is going on with 0. And then 7, well, he doesn't remember shit.
Yeah. And these kids were, like, just teenagers. Some of them even probably, like, younger as well.
Well, to be fair, like, no one has to die in the Nonary game. So,
that's right.
Like,
yeah.
The deaths are all caused by the bad people doing bad things. So the kids solving puzzles, I mean, none of them really involve too much physical danger. It's not until, like, the 3rd game where it involves putting a pistol to your head. But, I mean, these games, there wasn't too much physical danger to them. The threat is mostly just the bomb. So I could see a bunch of teenagers, without bad people, like, actually getting through the Nonary game. I mean, kids get through this game. It's called 999. There are the puzzles.
Right. Okay. I see that. I would see that.
But definitely the tension of it, and it's nice to see that they chose to, have camaraderie as opposed to a whole Lord of the Flies situation. So good on Snake, or on Baby Snake.
It's not like they really had a lot of time to do that kind of scenario.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Because like they were cool at first, then they had to have their social decline.
Yeah, and then they pushed the fat guy off the cliff, and then they got rescued and realized all the crap they were doing. It's almost like an allegory for
a lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of things. A lot of things, let's say that.
I like how we're getting this final, big memory read-through. Like, if you missed any sort of pieces or something you weren't too sure on, here it is. This is the situation that the kids were in, which kids were present, 7's entire relevance to the plot. So, for a guy who doesn't get his real name actually revealed, this is a man very integral to the plot of 999. Like, the whole plot, the past plot, current plot, timeline plots. Like, it's really weird just how underrated he is.
He very much is very... I'm not sure if I would call him part of the core, but he is a very, very important part. His character actions, his characteristics are just so crucial in many ways.
But I think of it this way, like, I just hate to keep bagging on Lotus's character, but she's the weakest character. Like, they gave her good ideas, but they didn't really develop them too much outside of, scenarios that are kind of just there for, that burst, those moments of good. But really, you could replace her out of the story so easily. You could change so many things about her. Like, 7, like, he's a keystone in there. Like, you take it apart, the whole story it all falls apart.
I don't know. I think I like Lotus's personality just a little bit more than Clover's. As even with all the shit that Clover went through.
Clover would be the other one I was saying. It's like, because she's also, since she's in the group of kids that was in the middle of nowhere Nevada building, there's a lot of things about her character that's pretty expendable.
Yeah, I mean, she at least was a participant within the game. It was just in a different location. So there is she does have some relevance to the current events. And it's not like Lotus doesn't have that either. Like, her kids took participated in this game.
To be fair, if I were to judge characters based solely on, how related are they to the incident 9 years ago, Junpei is obviously the worst character because he's just friends with Akane. That's it. He's just friends.
Yeah, but I mean, he clearly has there's a lot more necessity in him being here than, just merely not being a part of the previous 9 games.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very special friend.
Very.
But see, like, I can't... Hongo, in the past, he's just so much more malicious, more... He's really scary in the past, whereas, like I said, in the present, when he's, like, revealing his diagnosis and stuff, he just gets kind of James Bond villain. But, you know, back in the past, he was just damn maniacal, like, he's almost Joker-esque. It's like, nope, gives no fucks.
I mean, perhaps it's more out of desperation rather than just pure sinistry.
It's a little both, because I mean he's doing this for a reason. He is trying to find some way to harness this ability and to connect with people. But it's like, damn, dude, you're missing the point if you're burdening children to try and make friends. Like, kind of missing the core meaning of nice.
Yeah. Okay, I do remember the stuff he says coming up because, he kind of does seem very Joker-esque after this. I get what you mean now, but still, he has. Well, I mean, I was gonna make comparisons to the Joker, but I guess that's not really that big of a.
Not really. I just meant it more in just like he's maniacal, like
maniacal.
Not definitely not, because Joker is also an entire mindset. So like that aside, I just literally meant like the villain with a smile, because he just gets kind of where he gets a really weird, sick, twisted smile. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, shouldn't be getting this much enjoyment out of it if you don't understand how the whole emotions things work.
Well, like, it could probably like play into the whole fear element of the scenario as well, because as you said, that fear element was so important for the people on the ship 9 years ago. That element of danger. Maybe he's just trying to play into that as well. What he doesn't realize, though, is that Akane isn't a transmitter, so it's just doing fuck all. It's just scaring the shit out of her.
Yeah, she's just transmitting all her fear. But yeah, that's kind of why I was bringing up that. I kind of hope that Santa, as her receiver, has some sort of say in how much he can receive from her, because that'd be a lot on him too.
Oh my god! I just realized, like, what if, like, during the entire time she was in the incinerator, like, Santa felt everything?
Yeah, no, that was what I was trying to get at. Yeah, but he got to live through it and gets to remember at what temperature human flesh burns. Remember, Junpei laughed.
It's almost creepy, but it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. It's like that. It's like the twin connection, but they're not twins. They're merely just siblings. But
they're trying to do the whole psychic sibling things. Like, you know that if this was a more cliched game, this would have been psychic twins.
Yeah. It would have had Lotus's children as the Santa and June's positions instead.
Basically,
if we were going by stereotypes. Have we given them enough time?
No, they still haven't gotten it, because I kind of didn't get it either. Like, this all didn't really click until much later. Like, when I play Zero Escape games, I just become an idiot. Like, take me wherever. Take me Kotaru, yes sir, whatever you say. It's like, Kane's at the computer, I'm at the computer, and I don't understand why. You got it.
Yeah, but again, just take a look at this scene right here. This is pretty much a massive, massive hint as to what they're going towards.
Right. I mean, the effect's a little different with them side by side here on a computer versus like on a DS. Just because, like I said, if you've been paying attention to text on both screens, like your eyes going up and down, I feel is a bit more noticeable than your eyes going left or right.
Unless you're Connie right now, she's just crying, so can't really tell which direction.
Yeah, no, she has the tears of ever-loving fear of a small child about to be incinerated. Because that's the thing, is like, they say she did burn, so it's like she's burned. Like this is a dead girl walking.
Oh, my favorite my favorite puzzle in the newspaper every day. I love it.
I love playing sashimi.
Yeah, come on, guys, show us the actual puzzle.
That's the thing too, is that I thought I could try and get a leg up on this puzzle by trying to solve what was on the screen.
But yeah, you can't really, because their heads are obscuring the view.
But I'm sure there's like probably some super hyper math way that, you know, with just knowing 3 squares, you could boom, figure out the rest. See, like right here, with the whole big eye thing, it's really grotesque. It's really nice. I know, like, I call things anime this, anime that, but this kind of just definitely is like he's very detailed in that eye. It's kind of like in animated movies from Japan, like more studio quality drawn there, like with all the shading and shit. I'm not saying like it's as good, but it's more detailed, and it's making a very spooky face.
I mean, you see the bloodshot eyes. It's pretty much the big indicator
of the man who can't tell what the fuck you look like, and does not care apparently, but still wants to know how to connect with your heart, and he's gonna burn as many children as possible to get to that.
Yeah, this is a hell of an ultimatum. Solve this puzzle, I'll scan this bracelet and let you out of there.
So does this mean, like, why would you hook up the same lock to the incinerator? Was it on the incinerator first, or was it on all the other doors first? I don't... No, but I'm just trying to figure out, because the original purpose of this puzzle, was he just intending all the kids to just solve this puzzle together? Because that would, I guess that would make sense. That's difficult enough for, I guess. But it's just really, it is very sad that Akane is very confused and scared, and so she's not in the right state of mind. Because she's a smart cookie. I'm sure she could have actually solved this puzzle, but you know, she's just scared and lonely, doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And there's just the alarms.
A series of unfortunate events led to these circumstances.
I literally have that open in the tab next to the video. I'm just on a big, like, depressing media road here. It's great.
Look at the intense detail that is being written on this bottom screen here. Ever wonder why exactly it's that detailed? Ever
wondered why it always aired on the more flowery and I don't know, just
descriptive,
I guess. Yes. Save me, I can't use my words. I'm the exact opposite of this character that we are talking about.
Heavy emphasis on the novel section.
Because Junpei has talk, and Junpei has a text box screen thing and everything.
Help me, Jumpy, you're my only hope.
She's so beautiful, and so tiny, so small.
Junpei just brings out a lightsaber and cuts the thing in half.
Boom! Alright, you probably figured it already. Bottom text is totally Akane, and guess what? It has always been Akane. The whole time, dude. Every time the guts were being explained, every time, like, it seemed like Junpei was describing shit like a little kid, well, guess what? The bottom screen was a little kid.
Yeah, this entire time, Akane... We've essentially been viewing them from both perspectives, but it's mostly just been Akane viewing it from Junpei.
And I mean, yeah, there's sometimes where like it could be argued that maybe it is more Junpei's actual thoughts because there are some naughty thoughts said in the bottom screen. But you know, it's kind of ambiguous. It actually is truly ambiguous. There could be some jumpy lines somewhere in there, but for the most part, bottom screen text is associated with what Akane is somehow able to commentate on. But then again, she did also basically go through the exact same Nonary game, but the purpose of that cutscene was to show that the previous game and this game went completely different. But
ooh, yeah, and we're here to change that.
We're gonna change the future. I'm trying to think of like catchphrases that involve the future, but nope. All I can think of is that the future refused to change, and that is very sad.
Should I don't know if I can... I'm trying to word this in a way that doesn't make it feel spoilery, but I'm pretty sure anything goes at this point. Okay, so because Akane is essentially viewing Junpei's perspective, she made a lot of decisions for Junpei, didn't she?
Yep.
Or is it too early for that?
I think we're actually pretty good because we've seen all the endings. We've seen what causes endings, and we know that because we did certain choices, we've come to this point.
Yeah, exactly. Now, was this during her time on the ship with everyone else? She was just viewing Junpei's perspective 9 years into the future? Or was it during this exact moment where she's at the computer screen?
I think it's that...
I would say...
My thing is that she's at the computer screen, and her brain's kind of like a supercomputer. You know what? It kind of gets to kind of the crazy psycho level that it's probably true. Her computer went supercomputer and ran an ultimate simulator to find the one timeline where she gets the right information from Junpei.
She's like the Doctor Strange of the Zero Escape universe.
Oh yeah, totally yeah, basically. Yeah. Sorry. I actually really dug that line when I left the movie theater. I was like, oh man, it's gonna be so cool, and it's that one perfect line. But then I realized, wait, that's a dumb fucking idea. It's gonna have nothing to do with that.
I looked at 10,065,002 timelines in which I look.
Yeah, big fucking deal. Midnighter does the same thing, but he does it while being gay.
Yeah, I said, like, which one is it where you don't get burnt to death and only one? Haha, I get it. It's a funny joke. It's a reference to a movie that came out 3 months ago. See you in the final part.